This online now since we're all right, so we're not going to be able to finish voting because I know that we have an engagement that folks have to get to, but let's just continue this conversation. Let's start this conversation real quick. There's we have one bill that we're entertaining right now, which is now Senate Bill, what is the Senate Bill? 896. And so we'll now begin discussion on an amendment that Senator Bailey has just proffered, and we'll continue on. So the amendment would essentially be, and if I mischaracterize this, then correct me, but the investigations would encompass basically officer and officer, but also civilian officer. So every individual in which there's an officer involved death. So not just when an officer kills a civilian, or when an officer is involved in the civilian death.
Right, it would just be the police, it would just be when we talk about the definition of a police-involved incident, right? It would result in the death of a civilian, and the only thing I'm saying is where it would say civilian and say, or police officer, or injuries that are likely to result in the death of a civilian or a police officer, right? To add in police officer for that incident. And the reason being, why would we say that? And the situation would be this: the police officer is involved in a situation, an altercation with a civilian. Let's say just for the sense of it, both people are shooting at each other. Both people make good or bad shots, however it turns out, where both are injured significantly. There's a chance that they both would die. At that point in time, the police officer is investigated by the Attorney General and the Independent Investigation Division, right? That's who investigates that police officer. The civilian is then investigated by the police department in that county and the state's attorney. Simultaneous investigations by simultaneous things that, guess where they go? To the same grand jury for indictment, right? They go before the same grand jury. The case is then adjudicated in the exact same court system by two completely different investigation teams and two completely different prosecutors. I have no idea where that exists, right? That, to me, that makes absolutely no sense. And the other part of that is, let's follow that out to fruition. Let's say, and we spent a lot of time last year talking about the fact we need to do police reform because there were bad cops, okay? Let's just play this out that bad police officer was involved with a gun incident where that bad police officer was firing at other police officers. Let's say the same situation existed, okay? Guess where the Attorney General and this special investigative section plays into that? It doesn't play into it at all, because guess why? They're police officers, right? So this bias that existed when we heard the trial, that existed between a state's attorney and the police officer, no longer would apply to that individual that was a bad police officer versus the good police officer, right? Now, all of a sudden, that would be definitely handled at the local state's attorney's level with the local police. Makes no sense whatsoever. I don't see how that is a defendable argument at all. There are very few incidents that occur like this throughout, and if this is this specialized unit that's going to involve this, and if there's truly no bias, then this should be done both ways. It should be done whether it is a police officer or whether it is a civilian. If it is a death or a significant injury that's likely to result in that, if this is what the Attorney General says this has to apply, then this should apply both ways. That's why I think that this is important.
The picture that needs to be taken here. So we need. I know there are several senators that need to get going. So
Senate only does respectful pictures.
It's correct, that's right. As is evidenced by the last, like, 36 hours. Senator Sidnor.
Thank you. No, just given his scenario, I was wondering if this body knows what had happened in the case of, there was a Baltimore County officer who had abducted his children, who was, I think, shot and, well, I can't recall who shot and killed him. I don't know if they may have done it himself, but engaging police, I believe, in the Western Maryland. And did the AG get involved in that? Does anyone know? Because I don't. Thank you.
We're gonna stand by to stand by. We'll figure out if we're gonna vote later today or not, because we've got a packed schedule on the floor, and it's Friday, obviously, so. Good discussion. We will come back, because I know people have other engagements that they need to get to right now, so we'll come back after floor. We'll stand by for an announcement on floor. All right.